Hello, so I've been given a nice little formula here. I've been told that pressure is equal to force over area. Well, I'm just going to say that pressure is just going to be equal to F over, just going to be equal to F over A. Yeah, makes things easier. And I've been told, well, I've been asked to find the pressure exerted by a force of 900 newtons on an area of 60 centimetres squared. Ah, that's easy enough. So I just do P is equal to the force, which is 900. Okay, over my area, which is 60. All right, so 900 over 60, so just cancel off a 0. What's 90 divided 6? Well, what's the biggest multiple of 6 I know? I know that 6 times 10 is 60. How many have I got left over? I've got 30, so how can I make 30 from 6 times... Oh, 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Right, so just add those two things together. It's 15. Easy. Wrong. No, absolutely not. I've fallen into the trap which they want me to fall into. So let's go back and let's slow things down and look at things in a little bit more detail. So reread the question. Find the pressure exerted by a force of 900 newtons on an area of 60 centimetres squared. Don't forget to read the full question. Give your answer in newtons per metres squared. Look at my units. This unit is in newtons. That's fine. I'm happy with that. But this unit here is given in centimetres squared. I want meters squared. Meters squared. So that's not what I want. So in other words, I'm going to have to convert 60 centimetres squared into something meters squared. Well, that actually doesn't look too bad, does it? Because 60 centimetres squared, well, 60 centimetres is just equal to 0.6 metres. So surely 60 centimetres squared is just equal to 0.6 metres squared. No. That's the second trap they want you to fall into. Let me show you why. So I've got an area of 60 centimetres squared. So let's form a little rectangle. All right, let's form a little rectangle with an area of 60 centimetres squared. So let's suppose this side length here is going to be 6 centimetres and this side length here is going to be 10 centimetres. So let's just double check. So the area of this rectangle is going to be 6 centimetres times 10 centimetres. All right, I can just multiply the 6 and the 10 together, right? So I just end up with 6 times 10, and then I've still got times centimetres times centimetres. I treat the units almost like I would an algebraic variable, right? So this is just 6 times 10, which is 60. Then I get centimetres times centimetres. I can just write that as centimetres squared, right? Centimetres times centimetres, anything times itself is just squared. So this area then is 60 centimetres squared. All right, now let's suppose I change these side lengths to convert them into metres. So I want how many, 6 centimetres is how many metres? Well, it's 0.06 metres. And 10 centimetres is how many metres? Well, it's 0.1 metres. Okay, so now let's work out the area using metres. So I want 0.06 metres times 0.1 metres. There's a couple of ways you can go about doing that. You can either convert it into a fraction, or you can convert it into standard form. You should be an expert at standard form by now. So let's convert this 0.6 into standard form. Are you happy? It's just going to be 6 times 10 to the minus 2. Because 6 times 10 to the minus 2, I've got 2 zeros sitting in front. So that's 6 times 10 to the minus 2. That's metres still. Times 0.1 converted into standard form. That's 1 times 10 to the minus 1, yeah, metres still. So I just do 6 times 10 to the minus 2 multiplied by my 1 times 10 to the minus 1. All right, so 6 times 1 is just 6 times 10 to the minus 2 times 10 to the minus 1. So I've got times 10 to the minus 2 times 10 to the minus 1. So that's just, I'm just multiplying, so therefore I add the powers together. So this is just minus 2 add negative 1 becomes 10 to the power of negative 3, yeah? So this is just times 10 to the power of negative 3. And then the metres just become metres times metres, so it's just metres squared. Oh dear. So in other words, area, 60 centimetres squared is equal to 6 times 10 to the minus 3 metres squared. Or in other words, it is how many metres squared? It is 0.006 metres squared. Ah. That doesn't follow logic, does it? But never mind, we've worked it out. And this is how you could work it out in an exam. You could think, right, I know how to form a shape which has an area of 60 centimetres squared, and then I just convert all the lengths into metres and just work it out from there. Okay, so in other words, this 60 centimetres squared is actually 0.006 metres squared. Now I can do my pressure formula. So let's just work it out. So we've got pressure is equal to force, which is 900, divided by my area, well, my new area, the area which I want is the metre squared one, so it's divided by 0.006. So divided by 0.006. I'm going to immediately convert this into standard form. So I've got 900, so that's just 9 times 10 to the 2, yeah, because times 10 to the 2 is 100. Divided by 6, well, I just worked out on the previous page, so 6 times 10 to the minus 3. Okay, and you can verify that that's the same. So I can just separate this out into 9 over 6 times, I've then got 10 to the power of 2 over 10 to the minus 3. If you're not sure how I did that, I've done one of the previous questions. I think it's the last question. I did a video on that. So what is 9/6 then? What is 9/6? Well, 9/6 is just the same as, written as a mixed number. So that is just 1 and 3/6. 1 and 3/6. 1 and 3/6. All right, 1 and 3/6. What is 3/6? That's just a half. That's just a half, so I can just convert that into 1.5. Then what's 10 to the power of 2 divided by 10 to the power of negative 3? So 10 to the power of 2 divided by 10 to the power of negative 3. Well, I just subtract the powers, right? So this just becomes negative 3. Careful of the double negative, so change this into a positive. So it just becomes 10 to the power of 5. 10 to the power of 5. So this thing here just becomes 10 to the power of 5. So it's 1.5 times 10 to the power of 5, or you could expand that out. So you could give it as 1,500,000 So 150,000 newtons per meters squared. So just be careful. These questions, if it seems too simple, and if it's right in the middle of the paper, it probably is. So go back and have another look.